last week, Emmerdale began showing special episodes featuring just 2 cast members at a time because, of course, it was all filmed during lockdown. Well, tonight we see if Paddy and Chaz, as if their relationship can survive being locked down, because it's not always been sweetness and light between the two of them.
Chester to Dingle, I love you so much.
If I could fall into the sky, do you think time
We're pregnant.
would pass me by?
She'll never know our special place. She'll never get to go there with us.
I will be forever heartbroken that our little baby girl will never grow up to see how wonderful her mother is. We're gonna have a little baby.
She's perfect.
Oh, lovely at the end. Absolutely heart-rending, though. Well, Dominic Brunt, who plays Paddy, joins me now. It's so lovely to see you, Dominic. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm very well,
okay?
thank you.
You're all right.
I've not spoken to anybody but my family for a long time, so I'm quite nervous. And then you're thrown in front of however many viewers you've got, so I'm quite nervous. But I'm all right.
Don't be daft. Don't be daft. You do Emmerdale, for goodness sake.
Yeah, when we're doing it, we're doing it in front of 3 bored boom men, you know. So, yeah.
So,
That's horrible.
boom men are never bored. Or never boring. They're a fascinating bunch. Do you know what, though? It must be a bit strange now that you're back and you're working, but of course it's all different, isn't it? It's this different world that we live in.
It's completely different, yeah. It was very, very strange. It was the same building, but you were met at the door by a chap full of PPE, and he had this radar thing to test your temperature and all that. Yeah. But it's very, very odd. But we were well looked after. It felt completely safe, and you had to look after your own costume and makeup, and you had your own trolley with all your props in and things like that. It was very odd, different way of working.
It's the same as here. We get exactly the same things. Everybody's been very diligent because you have to be, you have to protect yourself, but more importantly, in some ways, you have to protect everyone else. Now, look, you have played Paddy for, what, we said 23 years now, is it? 20?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you're a stalwart. You're a veteran. Does that make you feel grown up?
Well, I only came for 8 episodes, first of all. And I think he just forgot to sack me. I just kind of dodged a few bullets and stayed there, It's like, oh my God, look at my hair.
I know you've got so much hair there. That was so much hair. And there you were. That was your very, very, very first outing. Very first outing. Now, look, the thing about the relationship between Chaz and Paddy, and we will see that tonight in a special episode tonight, I think people will relate to this. It's like an awful lot of couples that are in lockdown. It can be really, really hard and quite difficult. And I think a lot of people will realise it's just very true to life.
You're saying that to make me feel a bit less guilty.
Yeah, it's an odd one actually, because I think out of the 6 episodes, the one that we're doing it's quite subtle, and the drama is tiny. There's no huge reveals, there's no massive fallouts or anything like that. So. It was an odd one. It's all the drama comes from these tiny little moments. So it was great, but it was like 58 pages in a day or something like that. So you basically had to go from learning nothing for 3 months to learning what was basically like a 25-minute conversation between 2 people. So it's terrifying, and Lucy always knows what she's doing and knows all the lines, and just so you just have to get everything ready. But yeah, I mean, I definitely hit a wall by the end of the day, and I was a bit snappy. And I had to make some phone calls that night just to apologise to some people, because I was like, I can't do it, I need a glass of water. And,
Only a glass of water. That's very, very, very good of you, Dominic. I've been needing something a bit more than that. You're right, though. The whole kind of learning the lines process, I understand you like to do that in the bath. That's where you get your inspiration.
Well, it's just quiet there, and I'm not hassling anybody, and I'm not bothering anybody, and no one's going to come in, hopefully. And I don't know, it's just a routine. That's where the line needs to go into, it's quite calm in there.
Sure, no, I get that completely. I understand as well what you're saying. I honestly, people that really love Emmerdale, and the same with Coronation Street and other dramas, I actually like those small moments. You know, I do. I really do. It doesn't always have to be big, huge dramas and train crashes and plane crashes and all of that. I just sometimes like people, you know, people in the wool pack, which of course they can't be right now at the moment, but just characters that we know and that we love. Just talking and just being is actually enough for us.
Yeah, it was in the nuances. So there was tiny little dramas going on there and glances and working out where they're coming from and what they're doing. And I've always thought that, especially with Emmerdale, I think with the huge disasters that happen, it's always the stuff afterwards and how people deal with it afterwards. That's always fascinated me. So it was really, it was great to do it, but you really had to find these little moments, and hopefully it'll hold. You know, I haven't seen it. I'm going to watch it tonight.
Do you always watch yourself, or is it something that you're not? Only sometimes would you watch what you do? Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I do. Yeah, not to judge myself or anything like that. I'm not too harsh, but I like Emmerdale. I'm a massive fan of Emmerdale. I was before I got the job, so I just like it. I'm loyal towards it, and I think I just love Emmerdale. I just like watching it, and I don't like to know too far ahead. I like getting the scripts and then opening them every 2 weeks and going, oh, look what he's doing.
Look what's happening to them. Look what's happening to them. I love that. It's wonderful. I love the fact that you have got a diploma in archaeology, that you also, as we know...
I haven't got it yet.
Have you not got it yet? You will get it. Be fine. I'll have a word. It'll be all right. But also, you loved making... I know that you'd love making horror films too. You could combine the two, like a sort of really horrific Raiders of the Lost Ark or something. You should do that.
I'll give you the original idea credit on the title.
But you can. You've amassed all that knowledge about archaeology. That will come in really handy for the horror films, I would have thought.
Well, I started doing it 2 years ago, and then it's come in handy because then I'm just finishing it off now, and I'm going into my third year next year, and it's just been great because in the lockdown I'm not doing anything else, so I've just been really concentrating on doing my essays.
Excellent. I think it works very, very well. I can't wait to see, because, you know, you look like you're such a kind of like really kind of easygoing guy and everything. And then there's this, I love the fact that you've got all these lurid, brilliant story ideas for horror films. I think it's great. I like that.
I like horror films. I've always liked horror films.
Me too. Me too. Horribly underrated. Very underrated. Some of the best films have got horrific elements to them. We could talk about that all day, and we will. So good to see you. So good to see you. And obviously we'll see you tonight, and you'll be watching too Emmerdale at 7. Thank you, my love. Thank you, Dominic. Great to see you.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit nervous, but
No, you're gorgeous. Thank you.